Many teams have taken maximum points from Upton Park recently, but don't forget 11 years ago it was also Charlton's home for a year. For this one, West Ham again paired Canute with Defoe, a pacey partnership that promises much, but it was West Ham's defence under scrutiny early on. David James beaten at his near post as Jensen motored in to put Charlton in front after just 4 minutes. 5 of the West Ham players were looking to impress the watching England coach ahead of next weekend's European Championship qualifier. One of them was Joe Cole. Glenn Roeder was more anxious to avoid a repeat of last season's bad start, which saw West Ham win just 1 game before late October. They did, though, need Nigel Winterburn to save them going 2 down after a less than convincing punch by goalkeeper James. In the end, the Hammers finished 7th last season, thanks in part to a teenage striker who really came of age. Jermaine Defoe had joined West Ham from Charlton as a 16-year-old, and he's since gone from strength to strength. But of course, every team needs a little luck from time to time. And approaching the interval, it was Charlton who were getting all the breaks. Now that's what you call a good touch of fortune. John Fortune, that is. Jensen's corner was never really cleared by West Ham, and the ball fell kindly for the defender, who's just turned 22, who duly collected his first ever Barclaycard English Premier League goal. Breathing space for the Charlton manager, once a West Ham player. Last season's 2 meetings produced 10 goals in total, including a memorable 4-4 draw at the Valley, which included a hat-trick from Paul Kitson. No such scoreline in this capital encounter. Winterburn frozen out this time. Charlton's only points to date had come from an away win at Bolton. They'd lost both home games to Chelsea and Tottenham, so it was even more important for them to do well in this all-London affair. James had the curling shot from Jensen covered, but by then the game was won. Enough to make you punch the air with delight. 2-0 the final score.
For a moment. Next it's Bolton, Aston Villa. Oh, Peter Enkelman bringing the man down. He'd have to face the shot. It's Michael Ricketts. He doesn't miss it too often. And Bolton start to hit their stride. 56-minute penalty, and Bolton Wanderers get the victory. And stop talking.
For the last team still to register a point. Their opposition, Aston Villa, who played England striker Darius Vassell alongside Angel and Crouch in attack. For Bolton, the contrast between this year and last couldn't be greater. Sam Allardyce was manager of the month after 3 wins had taken them top of the table. This season, they'd begun with 2 defeats. Vassell sneaked in behind Simon Charlton, but only found the side netting. Bolton signed 3 new players before the transfer deadline. Chris Armstrong, David Holdsworth and Ivan Campo from Real Madrid, but none were ready to start just yet. It was up to the likes of experienced warhorse Paul Warhurst to stretch the agile Peter Enkelman. Graham Taylor's also brought in new faces to improve Villa's squad, although neither Oyvind Leonardson nor Ronnie Jonsson were included against Bolton, who were proving quite a handful. Henrik Pedersen thought he'd scored, but the goal was disallowed for handball. Not once, but twice. What's been guaranteed in Bolton games this season has been penalties, and this was no exception. There were 3 in the opening game against Fulham and 1 last week against Charlton, so when Pedersen was pulled down by Enkelman, there was only ever going to be one outcome. A yellow card for the goalkeeper, and yet another spot kick for Big Sam's men. The responsibility was taken by Michael Ricketts. Coolly converted, and for the 3rd match in a row, Bolton had scored first. The big question, though, was whether they could hang on to the lead this time. In both their other games, an early advantage was soon wiped out. Juan Pablo Angel put the ball in the net, but the flag was up and the goal didn't stand. Tough luck on Villa. He appeared to be level with the last defender. Angel still waiting for his first goal of the season. Villa had failed to score in 4 of their 7 previous games this season. And when Jussi Jääskeläinen's reflexes were sharp enough to deal with a wicked deflection off Gudni Bergson, it was set to be Wanderers' day. Bolton have their first win and first points of the season.
To Stamford Bridge, the leaders Arsenal on an unbeaten run stretching back to last season of 24 games. Chelsea hadn't beaten the Gunners in the league in 7 years, but they were still adventurous in team selection. Eidur Gudjohnsen making a first start of the season with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank left on the bench. 2 other Chelsea changes from the draw at Southampton. Albert Ferrer returned at right back. Graham Lasseau made a seasonal debut at left back, and Chelsea with 2 out-and-out wide men in Gronkjaer and Zenden. Sylvain Wiltord, the man in form up front for Arsenal early season, 4 goals already from him, and that offset the loss of Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp from Arsenal's starting lineup because of injury. Kanu also returned up front, and Gilberto Silva was paired with Patrick Vieira in the centre of midfield. Arsene Wenger well pleased with Arsenal's start, confident he has the strength in depth without delving into the transfer market this week. Rob Hawthorne was at Stamford Bridge.
Ray Parlour. He's got his cross in, and it takes a good clearance from William Gallas, in which he's hurt himself by the look of it. Lauren with a throw. Back to him by Parlour, and he's caught there by Zenden. Martin Kieran, it's been a long time since he scored a goal in the Premiership, 3 seasons in fact. Played back to Ray Parlour! Arsenal tried to catch Chelsea by surprise, but Parlour's effort is clipping the top of the side netting. Here's Ferrer with the throw. Now Gronkjaer. Pull back to Gudjohnsen, and here's Zenden! Oh, right across the face! Chelsea's best opening of the half so far. It was Gronkjaer who made it with his persistence, pulling it back. Just the wrong side for Gudjohnsen. But Zenden set himself up well for the shot. The angle was tight and he had to take it quickly. And Arsenal are going to make that anticipated substitution. The Ivory Coast captain, Kolo Touré, comes on again. He's made regular appearances as a substitute and got close to scoring a couple of times, particularly against Birmingham and West Ham. And he's got 60 minutes now in this Barclaycard English Premier League match to reinforce the good impression that he's made so far. And he's straight into the action already, setting up Sylvain Wiltord for the shot that comes back off the goalkeeper. Now Kanu appeals for handball there against Desailly. Touré keeps the momentum up here for Arsenal. Sylvain Wiltord producing the shot that forced Cudicini to save, and he couldn't hold on to it. Vieira guilty. Zola the player offended against, and not for the first time. Patrick Vieira is going to see a card from Andy D'Urso. It was mistimed. No question about it, but not sure how severe the contact was, if at all. Gallas, Lampard, both waiting for the kick. Oh, it's gone right the way through! Gianfranco Zola, a real special goal! David Seaman beaten by a free kick again. The goalkeeper may be caught out, anticipating that Gudjohnsen or Gallas might get on the end of it, and instead it just drifted straight past him, and Zola scores a special goal for Chelsea. This is Jesper Gronkjaer. Foul by Vieira, who's got to watch his step. He's on a yellow card. Oh, he's in trouble here. Patrick Vieira is shown a red card by Andy D'Urso, not for the first time in his career, but it's the first time in a long time that Patrick Vieira has seen red, and he wants further words with the referee about it. He is not going quietly. He jumped into that challenge a little, and although Gronkiar did pull out in time and no contact was made, there was certainly an element of danger about it. It is the 8th sending off of his Arsenal career. Lampard. You can't fault Arsenal for their commitment. They are really working hard to try and get this break to get them back into the game. Two things really that you would say about them in this situation is that A, they do thrive on adversity, and B, they've been used to this situation before. Cole's cross, and oh, the break has come, and Toure has got his first goal. He couldn't really miss from that distance, but would you believe it, Arsenal's great resilience is shown again. "43 successive league games now in which they have scored, thanks to this." Here's Lampard. Hasselbaink looking to get through, and it's left to Ashley Cole to deal with him. But there is the worry for Arsenal of a corner here that Hasselbank's endeavours have won. It's a free header in the end for Stanic. Had a man on the line anyway, but David Seaman taking no chances. Arsenal extend their undefeated run in the Premiership to 25 games. Toure's equaliser cancelling out Zola's goal in a second half which saw Arsenal reduced when Patrick Vieira was sent off. Full-time score at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 1.
His first goal this season, same opposition again, and his former club curse Didi Hamann for the second time in a few months. But really, the man to blame here, from Newcastle's point of view, is their goalkeeper Shea Given. A hasty and ill-judged clearance. Penalty against Aston Villa this season. Can make it 2-0 to Liverpool and claim his first goal of the season. And he has! What a relief for Michael Owen! At last he's off the mark. A genuine smile of delight. Newcastle still furious about the award, but in front of the Kop and his beloved supporters, Michael Owen scores his first goal of the new season. Liverpool get their second of the night. Surely the 3 points are on their way to Anfield now, and he can have a happy birthday tomorrow, the manager. Seem to be cruising, but not anymore. Great play by Robert, intelligent pullback by Bellamy, and Gary Speed did the rest. His first goal of the season, and 10 minutes remaining. What an interesting finale we've got now. I was saying earlier that in most players to take a quick free kick, but not this one. Didi Hamann straight into the wall. Well, when these two meet at Anfield next season, don't make any appointments to do anything else. This is an unmissable fixture, and it's lived up to its fantastic reputation once again. Shearer's header, firm and strong between all the defenders, and just as happened to Liverpool at Blackburn Rovers last week, it's happened again. A late equalising goal, and Bobby Robson it is who celebrates. Well,